Season 2, Episode 11 of Undercover Billionaire with Grant Cardone. We break down this episode. Let's dive into it.
Welcome to the Smack Fest, the beatdown. The SWAT team is here on another beautiful day of shutting the week down.
And for me, for the very first time, my name is Dauria. This channel is all about real estate investing for passive income. I'm a real estate investor myself full-time. I live off passive income, and I show you how to do the same. If you're interested, consider subscribing. So we're going to start with day 74, and it shows Grant at the house, and he just bought a printer, and he has no idea how to hook this thing up. And he's like, you know, I appreciate my employees so much more now because I haven't hooked up a printer in 35 years. And I thought that was interesting because I am 35 years old. So basically, before I was born is the last time he installed a printer. So good luck, Grant. So he's trying to get this thing installed, right? And he's messing around. He's trying to download this and download that. And he eventually gets it all done. And then he's like, Grant Cardone is in the effing house and prints it up and throws it on the wall. He's like, finally got a printer hooked up, right? However, his promo team, he called them and they are not very happy with him. So, matter of fact, it was so bad that he stayed up all night long and wrote a 55-page manual on how to run a promo business and use that printer and made copies of the 55-page manual to every single team in the promo business. And later he meets with Matt and meets with the Snap Fitness, the promo company, and the mattress company. And he said this: deals are more important than delivery right now. Basically what that means, we need to get out, we need to talk to as many people as possible, get contracts signed, and we will then figure out how to execute. Because if we try to figure out how to execute perfectly but have no contracts, we basically have a business that's ready to run with no customers, and in a promo company, that doesn't work. So Grant said this to his team: first thing we need to do in this business, or any business for that matter, if you're a small business owner, is promote and promote and also promote. The second thing is marketing. And always remember that when you're doing marketing, that money follows attention. And this is the most important one, or at least I thought so. It's this: the best known always beats the better product. The best known, guys. So if you're out there and you are really putting yourself out there and people are really seeing your t-shirt company, for instance, you're selling a ton of them, do you really think that that t-shirt that you bought from that company is the best t-shirt out there? Probably not. However, they popped up on Google when you did that little search and you thought they were cute and funny. You bought them, they're at your house, and that's what matters. And he told the promo company that they should be posting 3 times per day per client. And then he ends the meeting after going over his 55-page manual. Now, not every single page, but he's hitting some bullet points, and everybody in the team really liked what he had to say in the manual, and they all said it was executed very well as well. So kudos to Grant for doing a 55-page project overnight when he should have been sleeping, but he did an awesome job. Everybody really likes it, and he said the next day, the following day, because at the end of the day, at the end of the meeting, we are starting our very first filming. Okay, so day 75 is promo shoot day number 1. And Grant said, I want to take a hands-off approach today. And there's a really good reason for this, okay? So he says, I want to take off hands-off approach as much as possible, right? I want to see how my team is actually doing on their own, because remember, this promo business that he's starting isn't just for the 90 days. This is a legit business that's going to be running without him when he's gone and still needs to be able to function and make money. Because Matt didn't put up all this money and buy this building and do all this stuff just for Grant's 90 days. Grant actually started something that he's going to continue in doing to this day. So the promo companies go in, they're interviewing the banker, because that's the contract that they have is with the banker. And it's going pretty well, except for the very first location that they're doing this video with. Basically, like I'm doing it right now, except for that's the promo team. And I'm the banker, and I'm like, hey guys, you guys need to come to my branch because of XYZ. This is the problem, okay? He's sitting in the corner, like the corner, except for no blue lights and no cool backdrop, and it was like a hard shadow in the background. It really looked kind of dull and kind of bad and a little bit unprofessional, to be honest. So they're like, we need to stop filming, right? We'll redo the questions we just asked. And then they moved them out maybe towards like the lobby area, it looked like, and the background had like a little bit of substance to it in the back. And then they could also kind of like blur out the background so the image, the person they're talking to, is kind of in focus. and it really had more of a professional vibe to it. It really came out good, and by the end of the day, Grant was saying it went fantastic. He would label it a B+, and that, guys, is an awesome rating for day number 1 of a promo company. Realistically, it should have been a dumpster fire because, well, that's usually how the day number 1 goes, but there was a specific team member in there that he thought went above and beyond, and he really is excited to have her on board because she was saying, we need the cameras here. We need to make the shots like this. She was really taking charge, and everything that she was saying, Grant was agreeing on 100%. So Grant has a lot of confidence now in this promo team. Okay, so day 77, it starts off with that new building that they're supposed to be buying, right? They made the offer, and the offer was accepted, guys. That's so cool. I'm super excited for him. The offer on this building was accepted. It was $1 million building. It was 11,000 square feet. It's got an inside theater room. Matter of fact, I think it has even more than 50 seats. They showed a different angle this time. It might have like 80 seats in that thing. Like this theater room is pretty boss, to be honest, right? And here's the thing, guys. They didn't say it. They mentioned something about it last episode, but this is how I think that they purchased that building and were able to close so quickly so they can get in and start renovating immediately. And this is how he did, okay? So they did say that Matt had to put down $80,000. Now, when they said down, everybody naturally thinks a bank, except for last episode, they were talking about owner financing. And I'll touch on this just for a second. What owner financing is, say I'm selling a building and you want to buy it, except for you don't want to go to a bank for whatever reason. In this case, Grant isn't really Grant, and he can't use his name, and he has no credit and history, and blah, 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 right? Okay, so this is what it works, and really it comes down to time as well. You would ask me, hey, can I give you a down payment, and then I can pay you a little bit every month for this building, and in return, I'll also give you 4% a year on top of this money in the first place? And to the seller, think about it, guys. If you were the seller of a property, you were older, you didn't need the money, but you like this steady income, hey, it's fixed, it's for 30 years, and if I stop paying you, you get to take the building back and keep the $80,000 that I put down and get all the benefit from the renovations I've been doing to the place, and then you can turn around and sell it for $1.2 million. So think about it. It's a really solid deal, and it's called owner financing, and that's how they were able to get in, and I think they got this deal closed from what I can tell on camera, like probably like in just in a handful of days, it looks like, right? They literally, as soon as they say you got the building, Grant picked up a brick, like a brick, like a brick in a house, walks up to the wall and then bashes a hole in it, right? I thought that was pretty funny because I was like, oh my gosh, you just bought this building, you spent, $1 million, and then you're bashing holes in it, right? He said demo needs to start ASAP. It needs to start right now. Okay, so day 78, he starts off with saying, we need to focus on getting more clients. He only has 2 clients. He needs to land 5 more contracts in just 12 days. So he meets with this general contractor, right? And he sits down in his office and he's like, hey dude, how are you doing promotion right now, right? He's like, I do some stuff online, but I don't have really the time. And Grant's like, this is a perfect example of a company that can use our help specifically. And we can do it all for $60,000 a year. That's only $5,000 a month. And this contractor's eyes were this big. He goes, $60,000? And Grant's like, yeah, that's only $5,000 a month, and we can make this happen. And he's like, oh my gosh. Like, I didn't know what the contractor expected to spend. Maybe like, $300 or $500 something, right? But this was a huge gut punch. And the contractor's like, I need it done, but this is like overkill. And the contractor's like, look, talking to Grant, and he's like, look, if this doesn't work, I want my money back. Right? And Grant's like, I hate to do those kind of deals, And Grant's like, okay, let's do this. He goes, I will let you go a 4-month, okay, that's $20,000 into the contract, 24 to 60, that's 4, 8, 12, okay, kind of get it. Go 4 months into the contract. If you don't like it, I'll let you out. That's $20,000 worth. If you don't like it, don't like where you are, I'll let you out. And here's the thing, guys. This is the reason they didn't say like 30 days. It takes time. From the time it takes from you to start doing the actual promotion of the business, it takes time to ramp up and actually see the progress being made. Like in 30 days, it really wouldn't do much. Like you need to give it a little bit of time. That's the reason why they said 4 months and not necessarily 2 months, because in 4 months, you will start to have seen some for a sales and also a return on your investment by that time frame. And in the end of 4 months, if you don't like it, then you probably shouldn't keep going, to be honest. He was very, very hesitant when he was talking to Grant about this. He was like, $60,000 is insane. Like, oh my gosh. However, Grant agreed to that 4-month stip and they signed the contract. Okay, on a $5,000, it's additional $60,000 a month contract. And on the $1 million valuation, like I said, you do not have to make $1 million, contrary to belief, in the 90 days. Okay, this is the 90 days. You don't have to actually earn $1 million. You, as far as Grant's company's platform is concerned, have to have contracts. Your business needs to have a valuation of $1 million. So if you have contracts for $1 million in that 90 days, your business will have a valuation of $1 million. So that is the play on this. So technically that day he earned $60,000 closer to his $1 million valuation. Day 79, Matt, Grant meet with an artist at a restaurant, and they're gonna make a really big mural on the side of this building. Here's the building here. Okay, so this building is huge. You see that big blank space right there? This is where they're gonna get this huge mural to put on the building, and it's gonna say, "Wake Up Pueblo," and it looks really cool. It's colorful. It's got like a microphone, like an old school microphone on it, right? And it's a really nice, artistically cool, drawn out little mural that was drawn out that he's gonna put on the side of the building. I think it's going to look awesome. It's really gonna have that pop that this building needs, and it's gonna basically be not free because you gotta pay for the paint, but the painting, of course, you know, but it's gonna be a very cheap source of advertisement because it's your building, it's already free space, you might as well take advantage of it. So after looking at the sketch, everybody at the table seems to love it, and they decide to hire him to get it on the building ASAP, because everything has to be done before the 90 days, and well, the 90 days is the last day he has to get anything done, and he will be doing things up to the second of the 90 days, I guarantee it. Okay, so day 80, you got the general contractor that meets at this building, right? And they're walking through and they're looking over everything that needs to be done. Okay, the floor needs to get done, the walls need to get painted, they need to move walls around, and they ask the contractor, how much is all this going to cost? And the contractor was like, probably 65 or 70,000. And they were like, whoa, that does not work at all. Their budget was $15,000, and the contractor laughed at him. He was like, dude, this is not gonna work for $15,000. You guys are gonna have to put a lot of sweat into this yourself if you think we're gonna make this work for $15,000. And he goes, okay, fine, how about this? We'll get the crew in here, they're gonna work their butts off, they're gonna make it happen as well. They're gonna be multitasking because they need to not only do the demo, but they're gonna need to shoot the content as well. They're gonna need to clean up with the demo afterwards. They're gonna need to do video editing and uploading all at the same time. Their work is really cut out for them. But it doesn't stop there, because they also said his timeline, the construction guy, the general contractor, said the timeline to complete all this is approximately 45 days. And Grant said, stop, hold the brakes, that doesn't work at all. I'm giving you 10 days. And the general contractor's like, look, dude, that don't work, man. The floors alone are gonna take me 10 days to demo up, get them in, get them laid down. Just the floors alone are gonna be a 10-day project. And Grant said, not happening. That's not gonna work. We need to make this happen faster, guys. And that's kind of where they're at right now. They're trying to turn a 45-day project into a 10-day project, a $65,000 to $70,000 renovation to a $15,000 renovation. We're on day 80, guys, of a 90-day challenge. This is where the boots hit the ground, they say, and I'm super excited to see where this episode goes. And if you guys stuck with me the entire time, smash that like button if you like this content. Also consider subscribing, because I make several videos on real estate investing for passive income so you can live the life that you deserve. Look at me like a mini version of Grant Cardone for now. I'm catching up to him though. Until next time, I will see you on the next one.